No one has more tour dates than I do, listener. I have so many tour dates. They're huge. They're all over the place. I'm touring all over you in America, okay? I'm touring right now. I'm touring all over you. Go on over to AshleyGavin.com and I'll text you up. Because I'm touring. I'll text you about your city and your city alone. I won't bother you, okay? Hillary Clinton was always emailing you and deleting those emails. It was out of control. I will only email or text you when you want it, when I'm in your city, okay? I'm going to build a wall around your phone number so I'm the only one texting you. And patreon.com/WHGS. Please, it's helpful. The specials coming. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So just make sure you're keeping up to date with everything. And I really, truly try not to bother you. I have options so that you only get bothered when you want to get bothered. And if you text me back, sometimes I read them and I text back. Like me, not the robot. And on today's episode, we have a fantastic episode. Repeat guest, Youngmi Mayer, one of my favorites. Incredible podcaster, storyteller, friend. They're so funny. I really like this one. We get into kind of mess. We get into some messy stuff. Me and Youngmi, we talk about being in open relationships, dating people in open relationships, and polyamory, the red flags and the green flags of that, because it gets complicated. It's a really great episode. I really enjoyed it. And Maddie is on fucking fire. Maddie to 20K. Come on, Maddie T. Wiener on Instagram. Okay? All right. And Kate is back. Kate is back for the live show that we're doing. So is Maddie. It's going to be Maddie, me, Kate, and a bunch of your favorite guests for the live show on the 15th. So go get your tickets. You can live stream it or watch it up to a week later on your own time. There's a chat. It's so much fun. I know you're going to love it. The last one was incredible. We have a little preview on my YouTube right now if you want to go check it out. Really, really fun stuff. You can get the tickets on AshleyGavin.com. Yeah, good stuff. Listener, this episode is brought to you by Helix. I sleep on a Helix mattress and I am getting the best sleep of my life because it is customized for me. And right now, Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/gaysex. This is their best offer yet and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
I was like seeing somebody and she was like, I am in an open relationship. But it felt like it was a lie because she was doing this thing where she was like, yeah, my girlfriend is crazy. You know, that I had to like send a backlog of all of her texts to this person's girlfriend. Listen, like I've sent you, like there's nothing in here that's like even that interesting. Like I will call her and be like, dude, we're just like talking about like the weather or something.
But I don't know anything about lenses.
Ones and zeros.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so easy. Why don't you understand it?
The thing is that it is easy. That the whole idea that computer science is hard is a myth that white men are perpetuating to keep people out. It's not hard.
You know what I think? I think traditional math stuff is easy, possibly easier than traditional feminine stuff. Is that problematic that I say? I don't know. Tell me.
Makeup is definitely harder than installing a shelf.
But I think the reason I don't do it, the reason I don't do
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. And tech is because it's f***ing boring.
It is boring.
Makeup is so much more fun.
Makeup is way more fun. I like that we chose makeup and not like emotional intelligence.
Caregiving.
We could have easily chosen emotional intelligence, and I went with makeup.
You can go to the moon or you can do winged eyeliner. Those are the two genders, and we'll get equal.
Yeah.
You want to keep playing with it?
So much fun. Oh, wait.
That's hot.
So you can control how long. Oh, okay.
That's hot. See, that's harder. It's harder to like invent a very successful catchphrase.
I agree.
Like that's hot.
Yes.
Than rocket science.
Yeah. Then to make Tesla.
Stupid and easy and boring.
Does Elon Musk have a catchphrase?
No,
he does not.
He just borrows like memes from 2005, where like we just stopped laughing decades ago.
You're huge on Twitter. So has this like deeply affected you?
Well, Twitter is really bad now. Like you can feel it. I don't know if you still use it.
I tweeted for the first time in weeks yesterday. It was a good tweet. You liked it.
Oh, the tweet was really funny.
What
Actually.
was it?
yeah.
What was it?
Me trying to not misgender you in bed, like to whom it may concern.
That's funny. I like that. See, Elon Musk could never.
He could never.
He could never.
But yeah, it does feel different, and everyone has a blue check now. And
They
I'm
paid
like,
$8
who are
for.
you? This was the
Feels
one.
different.
This was the one
Yeah.
social currency that I had. My fucking blue check. That's all I fucking had.
Wait, so
And
everyone's
then
verified
Elon-
on Twitter?
You can buy it
You can
for
buy
$8.
it.
It's like the real ID that the U.S. government is making
Yes.
us do. Like you have to get a little like, I am who I say I am.
Yeah, you have
Wow.
to verify. You have to
Is it going to become cool to not be verified?
probably.
And there are like big people that are not verified now, and it seems petty. Like Kathy
They took it
Griffin
away.
is not verified.
She used to pay her $8.
She has 2.7 million followers, not verified, and you can't tell if it's really Kathy Griffin. And I'm like, why isn't she verified, bro? Like the whole point is that you know that it's the real version and it's not a fake account. You know,
Wait, can all the fake accounts buy blue checks?
yeah,
So there
So
can
we
be
can-
95
so what's the point?
we can be Kathy Griffin
verified.
one, and then it could be verified. It's like,
Wait,
I'm like, what is that?
Listener,
I don't get
please
it
go
anymore.
make a bunch of knockoff accounts of me and buy the blue check. Please, I want there to be 75 Ashley Gavin accounts.
Should we just do it on
With the
air?
blue
Should I
check.
just pay
Alex, can you
change
go-
my handle to Ashley Gavin one? I'm gonna be the real Ashley Gavin. I'm gonna pay for a blue check, and we're gonna do it. We're doing it live, baby.
Alex, can you see if this is possible?
Do it now.
God,
To
Alex.
make multiple.
It's a
wait,
business
hang on.
expense.
What
You have
want-
one job to produce the podcast, switch the multicams, make sure the audio
Set up a
works,
Twitter
and
account.
set up 95 different blue check Twitter accounts of me.
Make it the real Ashley Gavin.
The real Ashley Gavin, and get a blue check.
Ashley's going to turn this whole room into like the way that people mine for Bitcoin, just like hard drives, pumping out 10,000 Ashley Gavin Twitter accounts every hour.
Oh my God. And I have so
and then
few
as
followers.
soon as Alex, and then you sue it, and then as soon as you do it, Alex, tweet something really problematic.
Yeah, tweet something, just be like, gay people should die.
Yeah.
Tweet something like that.
You're like, the straights were right. Gays don't deserve rights.
That's
Tweet
it.
that.
Do that one. You're so much better at Twitter. You know how to speak Twitter in a way that
Tweet, okay, Tennessee really said no drag shows.
No, say something that's like, it could actually get Ashley canceled among the actual LGBT.
Yeah, what would I say?
Plus,
Maybe turn me into a turf? Maybe I'm
turf.
like still
Say
gay,
something
but I'm a
turfy.
turf.
Yeah. Say something like that.
Yeah.
Maddie
then-
is the
yeah.
best female friend I have. It's a whole account dedicated to me being a woman.
The real
Do
Ashley
it,
Gavin,
dude.
something. Maddie Wiener is a woman, period. There are two sexes, period.
I'm tired of this BS.
This is
Something
bullshit.
like that.
Well, thanks for being here. You're fucking awesome. You've left the pod life and are now writing a book. I wish I could plug it better, but you can come back when it's on pre-sale.
Yeah, I will. I'm still doing my podcast. It's
right.
But
Excuse me.
it's only on the Joy Sauce website, which is like the production company. So I mean, it's still there. But
It's
I know
called Harry Butthole.
Yeah, it's called Harry Butthole
That's fucking
Podcast.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like based on the Korean saying. I think I told you this already.
Yes.
Ashley. But the Korean saying is, if you laugh while crying, hair grows out of your butthole, and like all Koreans know it. And so it's funny because I'll say it and people are like, why is it called that? Ew. And then I'll be like, oh, like it's a Korean saying. And then if the person is Korean, they're like, oh yeah, okay, that's amazing. That's funny. You know?
What is the say? What is the goal of that saying?
The goal,
like,
well,
is it to keep you from
complicated.
laughing while you cry, or should it keep it to keep you from crying while you laugh?
I think what it is, it's like when you emotionally abuse your children and you, and it dawns on you that you fucked up and you're Korean. You're like, okay, how do I fucking fix this? I'm going to make them laugh. And then while they're laughing and crying, you make them feel bad about it. It's this multi-layered. It's like, it's
Are you being
the dance
serious,
of-
or is
yeah,
this a
it's like
bit?
the dance of Korean culture.
Is
So-
that it? And
no,
please forgive me for asking so pointedly, but is that a big thing? Like trying to make your from a parental standpoint, that like
Yeah.
trying to make your kids laugh after you've punished them?
Well, I'll just explain. Like usually when Korean kids hear it, it'll be, Yeah, I don't think this is a Korean thing, but like, you know, when something happens to your kid, and I'm not saying like you beat their ass, which is usually when it happened to me, but like, let's say like you fall down as a kid, and parents, any parent, and even if you're not Korean, you're trying to like soothe your kid.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, like blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes maybe you'll say something funny, like just so they like feel better. And Korean people would do that, and then they would say, "Oh, you know what happens when you laugh while crying? Hair grows out of your butthole," to make them laugh more.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's like a soothing thing. Yeah.
Because I was thinking
The
of it as
joke
like,
part.
if you cross your eyes, they'll get stuck that way,
Yeah,
and like, you know, don't like
Yeah, exactly.
to
Yeah.
keep like
It's
your
not
kid
a-
having good manners, but it's like a funny.
It's a funny.
That's
it's
so
a way
cute.
to soothe children when they're sad.
That's
the,
really
the
cute.
part of
Cute.
the joke part is that Koreans are beating their kids' ass. And that's the joke. That's not
Well,
true.
I definitely remember
It's
the
not true.
feeling of laughing while crying
Yeah.
as a child because my mom was trying to make me to soothe me.
Yeah.
But also I feel like my mom also was often the source of why I was crying. So that I do identify with that.
And yeah, then this is like I think for me personally, like the like profound nature of that saying, because it's funny, but it's
Yeah.
also very profound. Because
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
times it is because your parents that you're crying.
Right. Yeah.
You
For
know?
sure.
And then I think like I like to just talk about and think about a lot how like that's just like the universe. Like laughing while crying is the feeling of the universe. It all comes from the same source. The mother wound.
It's so true that it all
Right?
comes from the same place. It is crazy how much of like your excitement, but also nerves, like so much of the body is tied into one response, and it's just like how we're perceiving that response in the moment. I do love that.
There's a really good quote from did you guys see Women Talking, the movie?
No, but I heard it's really
I
good.
hate women talking.
I don't like it when women
Sorry,
talk.
I can't be the first one. Tweet that. Alex, tweet that from the real Ashley Gavin, please.
Who wants to hear women talking? Oh, let me guess, you're nagging. Just kidding. Sorry, that was a joke.
Did you guys hear Women Talking? It's called the Amy Schumer movie.
Wait, what's the show? Bitches be shopping?
But there's a really great quote in it.
What's
though,
it called? She's on her period. What'd you say? What's it called? Women talking.
It's called
Sorry.
womp, 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 dishes, womp, womp, womp. It's actually a really harrowing story about sexual abuse is what they were talking about.
Good. Great. Thank you.
Got
Yeah,
lost in the sauce a little bit.
Wait, sorry. Give me a second. I should have been faster with this.
Don't be fucking rude.
Don't be rude. Don't take my bit and make it undermining sexual assault. Don't you fucking do that. But anyway,
Yeah.
you have your pod. You're working on a book.
Mm-hmm.
You're huge on the internet. You're like so good at Twitter. You have an incredible TikTok and Instagram reels. They're really funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're great.
Um,
I'm so glad you're here.
That's so funny that you're like, you know, I have to say that I think it's really smart that you're implementing the crying thing to the laughing thing, because I feel like now that I don't do that much stand up and I don't hang out with a lot of comedians, now when I hang out with them, I'm like, it's all laughing with you, and it's like you're not getting deep. It's like some weird phony mask, you know? It's like it's like that.
Sometimes
kind
there's
of
a little bit of like deflection in it where it's like, but
Yeah.
who the fuck are you actually?
And I think as like any sort of artist, you have to go there to those
Yes, yeah.
places.
Mm.
And a lot
Yeah.
of comedians don't, because they think it's like, "Woo, I'm funny." And I'm like, and I think that like their whole lives are like that almost. Do you know like people,
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah.
about people that like never dip down there and they're always
It's so
like
interesting
on?
because we're
That's
all there
fascinating.
is
Yeah,
a
it's
real
fascinating.
darkness under, and it's been exposed, unfortunately, in horrible ways over and over again in the comedy community.
Yeah.
But like there is a real darkness beneath all. I don't think there's a single comedian out there that doesn't have something super
something
brewing.
mammoth black hole to talk about
Yeah.
in whatever it is for them.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we don't do more of that.
And I think there are a handful of people who do like dive into it. And I agree, like those are my favorite
Yeah.
comics,
those
but
are
they're few
real.
and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also like harder. Like it's not just silly. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, it's really hard. It's really hard to make someone laugh and cry at the same time. It's really difficult.
yeah.
But
I say, yeah, like I've ever tried to cut to my act. He came on my tits, but now I'm gay. Really, I went there. That's the depths of my soul.
no,
That's
but
good.
that's
I like
important
that.
in its own way.
Thank you. It's important work.
It is.
It's important work.
Can you tweet that Maddie is not bisexual because she's had cum on her tits? Thank you. Her, can you put her in capital letters? Thank you. Anyway, we're in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having gay sex with Youngmi Mayer. I am Ashley Gavin. She, her pronouns, cis gay white woman. Nah. Okay, special coming out. I'm at 70. I'm 3/4 of my goal. 76,000 people are on my text list.
Holy shit.
I'm trying to get to 100,000 before the special comes out. So please go sign up at ashleygavin.com. My tour dates are here as well. They're not in the right order, but they are correct. They're not chronological, but they are the correct dates.
I thought
West
you
Palm
meant you were
Beach, Miami.
3/4 of the way. You were like special coming out, and I thought you meant like it's a special coming out.
No,
and
no,
you're
no.
3/4 of the
I'm
way to
releasing
coming
it
out
15-minute
special way.
time.
Hey, everybody, I sat you down to tell you that I'm still a lesbian, but I'm doing a backflip. That's a special coming out.
Special coming out. No, I'm coming out, but in a special way. I totally misunderstood that entire sentence, and I was like just going with it for a really long
There's
time.
some
Like,
kid at home who's like coming out to their mom in like the most special way possible. Like the
But
mom
only
opens the
3/4.
door. It's like, you've come home for the millionth time. I'm gay. Confetti falls down from You want a car?
that's so funny.
Looking up from a pussy record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah, please sign up for my text alert or my email. It's all on my website. My goal is 100,000 on the text list. So
Let's
that
go
I can
text
text
list.
100,000 people to watch my fucking special, and maybe 10 of them will do it. Yeah, literally.
You having 100,000, you up?
Nice.
Ashley will not booty call you from the text list.
Wow.
Tempted as she may be.
Yo.
A link to 100,000 lesbians nationwide on your phone.
Do you think I should send a text like, hey, sorry, it's Ashley Gavin, you up right now? And then like wait 3 minutes and
Oh my
and
god.
then send the special.
This is proof that no one person should have this much power. 100,000 lesbians at the tips of your fingertips? No. God did not want
That's
that.
actually so fucking funny.
There is a weird inherent, like there is something powerful about having so many lesbians in a database. I just don't know what I'm going to do with this.
You get an email from like the state of Tennessee that's like, we'd like to offer you a contract in exchange for the database.
Oh my god.
We hear you have every lesbian around the country and their zip code and their...
You should organize something. That's terrifying.
It really is terrifying, but I hope everyone knows I will never do that to
Yeah,
you.
this is all bits. I hope I'm not.
Ever. There is no scenario. There is no amount of money to sell this data. It is mine for my
personal
special.
use.
Yeah, my personal use.
Wow. Wow. You're going to end up on some sort of FBI watch list because of they're afraid. They're like organized terror.
I mean, it could be good for activism, honestly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like helping people learn about, but right now it's for the special. Maddie, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, I'm Maddie Wiener.
Oh, wait. I have to come up with a thing.
Oh.
Why did I?
Oh, someone...
Maddie the hall monitor. Yeah.
Do you have a class slip, Ashley?
Okay, all right. What's a class slip? Yeah, I have one. I always have my class slip. I never lose track of my...
This music is making it like a high school like sexy romance.
It
Which
is.
I don't
No,
even.
exactly.
I don't know if we want that.
Stop asking me for my class slip, weirdo.
Okay, I'm Maddie Wiener.
The hall monitor, keep me from getting canceled. Maddie Wiener.
I'm Maddie Wiener. They, she, they, however you want to flip it. I'm doing comedy. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. And check out, there's a link in my bio for my text list too, but it's not as pressing. I'm not really working on anything. Come see me when I'm on tour, but
Give her your
Check it
data.
out.
Give them your data so that they can find where you are when they're selling tickets on tour, okay?
yeah,
Give them your data.
check out my stand-up. It's a good time.
I actually so enjoyed that little weird role play that I actually think rather than... I don't even know why you're looking at me like that. I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Because you're in trouble.
What did I even do?
Ashley, you killed 10 people. And now I have to fuck you.
Sorry, I pulled out an AR-15 and you made it into a dildo.
I should say, I don't really watch porn anymore, so I feel like I'm botching this.
That wasn't bad porn. That was bad improv. That was improv 101 at the UCB, where we were in a fine situation and you were like, you killed 10 people. You know what I'm talking about? Only the comedy people will understand what I'm saying here. It was just the worst improv I've ever.
I didn't know what else to say.
Because
The only thing I'd have to say is actually just do a porn script with you.
Do a porn script with
Nobody wants a high school porn script, okay?
Except
for
I want it for this,
the
not for masturbating.
But Maddie's right. There's too many school shootings these days, and we really should.
That takes you out of the porn.
We should focus on the
takes you out of
fact.
teacher porn.
SandyHookPromise.com.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Actually, donate to that. I do donate to Sandy Hook's Promise, and yes, please help. Ah! Youngmi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh God, do we have to cut all of this?
No.
None of this is gonna get used.
It's gonna get used.
My name is Youngmi Mayer. I have a podcast called Hairy Butthole. And I my pronouns are she, they. And thank you so much for using they pronouns online, because I feel like the young kids really do that.
Oh, they do it.
Thank you so much.
They use them for me, and I don't want them.
Isn't it kind of great though when you're
tweet that TheRealAshleyGavin. I don't want your they pronouns.
But you don't use they pronouns at all.
No, not at all.
I am like I'm
fine if someone
neutral.
I'm fine if someone does it in truly a neutral way.
Yeah.
But then there's the non-neutral way, which is like, I can't tell what this person is clearly not high femme, so I'm not using she, her pronoun. And I don't like that part. I don't like that.
You know, I think with like, I was going to start this little weird spiel about pronouns.
No, do it.
Oh, I was going to say like, you know, I think with like pronouns, just like a lot of words that, you know, society deems like cuss words and bad and blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone is actually sensitive to the actual words. We're just sensitive to the intent.
And
yes. That's like what's so hard, because I don't think anyone would care that much about pronouns, except that people actually do use them to harm people.
Yes.
And then we have to be like, okay, now you
if
fucked
it were
up,
a
so
more
now
neutral
we have
experience,
to
the misgendering wouldn't feel as pointed.
Exactly.
Well, and the intent is so much of it too, where it's like, I honestly probably at this point, and maybe it'll change, but probably prefer they, them pronouns, but I keep the she. I mean, I like the she. I'm attached to the she. Thanks, my hand's really sweaty.
No, it's okay.
But like, but I don't know if I'd never use she or pronouns again. But part of the big reason I keep them is because if someone's like not queer, not in the queer community, just not like pronouns are not a part of their life, I'm the only person they know who's like, could you use a different pronoun? Having them go, oh, sorry, they is actually so much more uncomfortable than just being called she. That I'm like, I'd rather...
You're like a Buddhist with it. You know, it's like, yes, we believe in whatever, but we also want to go with the flow of human.
The definition of Buddhism right there. Yes, we believe in whatever. But also just like, go with the flow.
Like Buddhists and Korean will like eat meat if they're like visiting family, because they're like, yeah, I'm a vegetarian, but I'm not going to be like, like they're like, they don't want to be. Like, it's like that.
Yeah. And I'm also not like poo-pooing anyone who like, I applaud people who like stick up for themselves in those situations. Just for me personally, me too. If I'm around 10 like 40-year-old comedians, it's like not, it's more uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, then who am I doing it for? I put my pronouns are they because it makes me more comfortable. So if it makes me more comfortable to not correct people, I feel like that's also fine.
Yeah, and you can find a time also.
Yeah.
Like,
and if they're my friends, I'll let them know. And if not,
There's a way to do it that's gonna work for you, and that's not gonna be the same as everybody else's.
But also people who like shut people down, like I truly think that fucking rocks. I just like am so conflict averse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll revisit this in 3 months and see if I'm just being a pussy.
Also, I
mean, you're usually being a pussy.
Yeah. It's a pretty default state. Oh my God, someone in my DMs said that they said you're like a combination of Stevie Nicks and the Celestial Sleepy Time T-Bear.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I just want to say whoever that was, thank you. That really nailed it.
You know, like Maddie said, I think, you know, people who really care about that, like they're valid and it's very important. And I think that's very, very important that matters. But what I'm trying to say is this whole conversation always points at people who care about their pronouns as like the villain that's like meh, like a tight and like uptight and like annoying. But the truth is they wouldn't be like that if the fucking people used pronouns against them and misgendered on purpose to be mean. Same thing with the slurs. Like I wouldn't be so sensitive about like Asian slurs if the fucking racist people weren't crazy about it in the first place. Yes. You know?
There's also
and now I have to stand up for myself. And I also hate conflict. And now I'm here being like, it's actually they. Like I don't want to like, why do you have to be weird?
It is funny that the most conflict averse group of people in the entire world have to do the most correcting of all time. Because nothing is used more than pronouns.
I just want to say it's not your fault if you have like a pronoun and you want to stand up for it. It's the fault of the other people that are fucking with you with it, and now you have to be like, actually, and then it's like the worst feeling ever.
Because when I came to queer friends, it's the easiest switch in the world. Like it's like, and you're like, oh, it can be that easy.
And it's even the easiest switch when they get it wrong. Because you just go, excuse me,
they don't intend harm.
Right, exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
It's like when people are doing it harmful, you're like, oh God.
I think it's also a thing on the other side, whatever you want to call it, right wing or just out of the loop or straight, that like, that they
right wing or out of the loop. There is such a huge
that's a huge difference.
There's such a huge difference. One of them is misgendering you because they literally have no idea that they're doing it. They literally have no fucking idea.
I didn't mean to lump all that together, but I just meant an umbrella term of anybody
let's
who's
divide
not
America a little bit more.
I just meant an umbrella term for like I think they think that they're like, oh, people are just like sitting around talking about pronouns all day, and I'm like, no, we're not, because it's actually not a big fucking deal.
Never comes up.
You say it and then it's done, and then
never comes up.
Yeah.
Except right now.
Well, we are talking about Sorry, we got to go back to the school shooter bit. We got to level this out. No,
sorry. I'll stop. Sorry. Wait, and then what? Wait. And then what am I? I'm queer and Korean. I said that last time. I need a new bit.
A new bit?
Koreans don't have pronouns. A new race?
Wait, is there no?
Oh, or you said race.
Race. No, I did not say rice. But you know what? Oh, geez. Let's take it and run.
New rice is my gender.
New rice.
New rice. I thought you just said you need a new
I'm not
rice.
Like old rice. I'm not old school Korean. I'm new rice.
I'm new. I need a new race. Yeah. Instead of should I?
You said I need a new
invent
bit.
a new race instead of a new whatever I'm supposed to make up. I'm what? I don't even know.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having
Alex,
me.
where are we at timing wise? It feels like we had kind of a 30. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick gay sex. Okay. What? Kate Sisk and Maddie Wiener on one live show of We're Having Gay Sex that's live streamed around the world, but then you can also watch it later recorded, or if you live in Brooklyn, you can go see it happen? Yes, we're doing another WHGS live show with games, with panels. We answer your questions. It's live streamed. You can watch it up to a week later on Moments. You can go to my website and get tickets now. Guys, I love doing these. They're so fun. The last one was incredible. We've got some clips from it to share with you. I'll be posting those. But go to AshleyGavin.com to get your tickets to watch it live or up to a week later. Listener, are you listening to our Patreon exclusive You're Having Gay Sex? Well, here's a sneak peek of what you missed last week.
So we started to undress and danced a bit inside in the candlelight.
Humanity was so much better before technology. We should take the technology away now that we've figured out that gender is a spectrum and everyone's gay. Take the technology away, but keep listening to this podcast.
Yeah. We will distribute this podcast via Bird Messenger.
Ashley in the town square. Everyone send me your pigeons. I have a soliloquy coming out. Send me your pigeons.
There are 4 bonus episodes a month of this series, You're Having Gay Sex, on our Patreon at the $10 tier and then 2 at the $5 tier. Patreon.com/WHGS. So last time we did an episode, I had a text from a girl who hadn't texted me in a while.
Yeah.
I got another text from a girl who hadn't texted me in a while.
Damn.
that you've slept with, or
Yeah, that I've slept with.
both of them?
But this one, no. The first one, we never really got it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But then 6 months later, she texted me when she figured out that I don't know how to say. I don't want to be arrogant to my position in the world. No one knows who the fuck I am. But the people who know who I am really know who I am.
But you are like, you're like you're a celebrity.
100,000 lesbian phone numbers in your 75,000. You're not 75,000. You're 3/4. But you have 75,000 lesbian phone numbers in your device.
They're just
only
lesbian
30,000
phone
people
numbers.
have signed up for the text list. The rest of them actually kind of just imported from her contacts.
From my little black book, I just imported them. When you said lesbian phone numbers, my first thought was 696 6969. But
I think it's 666 actually, but
oh yes. Don't say that to the witches.
oh yeah, sorry.
They'll call us at that number. But yeah, so it never. But she figured that out, and that kind of turned me off a little bit. That she was just texting me
because of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Her friend invited her to my show, and I think she put all the pieces together and was
That's
like, "Oh my god,
funny,
I should text her."
because that's the opposite of what happens to me when people figure out that I have a chaotic internet presence.
What do they do?
They're just like blocked on everything. This bitch is fucking nuts.
That's so funny because I think. Well, I don't know if it's men that are doing. Is it pretty much exclusively men that are doing that to you, cis men? Or is it everybody?
It's I never know if it's actually because of that. I can only
it's because of that.
But it's mostly men, I would say.
I think men have more of a fear of a woman online than women do.
That makes sense. I think you're right.
I'm just theorizing here, but from what I can tell,
I feel like that checks out.
Yeah. Because
men are just afraid.
Men do more shitty things than women do. So if you're online,
that's science.
You can. That's a clip, dude. That's a fucking clip. No, it is science. They statistically do way more crime, murder, and horrible things. So when a woman has power,
is that actually true?
Yes, of course.
I think it's 90% of women are murdered by men.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, 95% of
women who are murdered.
No,
not 90% of women are murdered by men.
That's science. 90% of women are murdered by men.
6.5 billion women are murdered every year.
Yeah, it's 95% of all murders are by men, obviously.
Yeah. They just suck. So when women are in the power position and they have an online presence, of course those men are going to be like, I don't want these messages out there.
No, obviously they don't like that. But please continue with your story. I'm sorry about that.
So no, don't worry about it. But the other one, I think you were here for part of this. But basically, when I was single, I met this really cool woman.
Is this who I met? No, this is not who I met.
I don't think you.
I had a show the other night. You texted me.
Oh no, she's awesome.
Okay, yeah, she's
cool.
Yeah, she's
I told
awesome.
75,000. No, that's not her. So she's awesome.
Okay. But I met her. I found out in the middle of a date that she was in an open relationship with a man. I was heartbroken because I was really looking for something serious, a primary partner, yada, yada, yada. So I was hesitant to hook up with her. She told me that the relationship was not satisfactory to her. And then literally the next day, she got engaged to this guy.
Wow.
Had a panic attack, came back, and was telling me that she doesn't want to marry him.
Whoa.
And it was at that point that I was like, I need to not be here anymore.
Yeah.
In this.
Oh my God.
The thing is that I'm going to be more open about this now because we have space from it. And I don't think there's any way to get back to her. But I really question whether or not it was an open relationship or not.
Oh.
And I don't mean to undermine anyone in an open relationship. That's not the only reason I'm saying this is because there were other white lies along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had said to me that she had hooked up was actively dating other women. Because that was a question that I had for her when I found out she was in the open relationship because I got a little worried. I was like, what is this? Am I being experimented with in some capacity? I didn't know what was going on. So I asked a bunch of questions. But then when we had sex, it was revealed to me she felt so nervous that I asked again. I was like, oh, have you slept with any women in a while. And she's like, not only have I not slept with women in a while, but it's been a very long time, like with my partner. So
wow.
Yeah, this is deeply personal.
This is so interesting.
So
Wow.
that was when I was like, I don't know what is up, but she's in crisis, some kind. And I have a lot of empathy, for her.
They're getting engaged and they haven't had sex in a while. Yeah, sometimes there's a lot like happening.
The straights
here.
are not okay.
The straights are not okay. We already knew that though.
Yeah. And look, this is not judgmental. I have been in a very long-term, mostly sexless relationship. I loved her so much. There was a lot of denial in the closet, like huge, enormous flags in my fucking and I still couldn't get myself out of it. Yeah. So I don't want anyone to think that there's any judgment here. Like there is, people have relationship problems. This is just a fact of life. So I'm not judging this at all. I just want her to be happy. But also I'm in it. So I'm like,
you're in it now.
Yeah. Well, then I pulled back and I said, hey, I really cannot. I'm looking for a primary partner. I want to get married. I can't be with someone who's engaged. It's just not going to work for me. So, the whole thing is that she even almost didn't. She like called it off and then it was back on. It's a crazy roller coaster of a story. Damn. But she texted me.
Okay, so when did all this happen? A while ago, and then
she texted me almost a year ago.
Texted
Do you know
recently?
She's went through with the marriage?
Oh, I don't know where I have no idea. Should I get my phone? Do you mind grabbing my phone? Because I have the text.
Okay, so so now we're at, this was a year ago. Now we're at present day. This
now
person
we're at
texted
present
you.
day. She texted me like a month ago.
Okay, and you didn't respond, or you responded?
I want to pull it up. I did respond. Sorry, my phone is on the fritz. My phone's on the fritz.
There we go.
Probably because I have 75,000 lesbians in here.
Casting spells on it.
Stop texting us.
Wow.
So yeah, she texted me she texted me a few months ago. Happy Thanksgiving. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh. Nobody wants to get that text.
Yeah.
Around Thanksgiving.
So I said, obviously you get a text like that on Thanksgiving. You're like,
are you standing at a bridge about to jump? Like, what is happening? Thanksgiving? Like,
that can be a rough time, especially if you're queer.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay, then what?
Hey, what's going on? It's been a minute. I hope you're okay. That's what I said. Didn't hear back.
Oh.
And I decided not to pursue.
Uh-huh.
She texted me a couple months later in January. I got in my head about what I had to say. I'd like to see you. And I understand the reason we stopped hanging out is that you didn't want to hang out, I presume. So if that's still the case, I respect that. But if you do want to let's hang out. And I just sense, here's what I basically was like, my situation has changed. I didn't tell them about Maine.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I want you to know that I am seeing someone, but I can like catch up if that's what you want to do. And she was just like, hit me up when you're back. And I didn't do that because I don't know what I am to this person. I'm very concerned about my queer. I don't even know to call her a friend, but I'm worried about her. And I'm worried about her in a way that I'm like, is there someone else gay in her life?
Yeah, that
can be there for her. And I just don't know. I don't know what to do because it feels so high stakes that emotionally I'm like, I have my own life going on.
Yeah. And
you know
it's like,
what I mean?
Well, this person's not in danger. It's also like, maybe it sounds cold, but it is also like not your job to be emotionally responsible for them. Like that's a lot to take on of another adult. Yeah.
So, and also I hope this episode I don't want to reveal her private details, and I might go over it in the episode just to make sure we absolutely cannot figure out who this is. But like, I think it might if your listener is in a position, if I can be a different type of voice to be helpful for people, like nothing is worth staying in something you're not sure about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially if you don't have kids and you don't have a mortgage, that's the time.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it gets increasingly levels of difficult. Not that you can't, But there's never a time in your life where you cannot change your circumstances.
You know, I'm compassionate for this person because it does sound like they're in this like place where they're trying to explore who they are and they don't necessarily want this, but they're probably maybe struggling with, you know, their whatever sexual orientation that they're, you know, trying to figure out. But also I think your listeners and anyone that's been in this situation with somebody that like is mostly straight or like is with like, you know, a straight partner or whatever, is that you as a lesbian don't owe this person the walking their hand through it or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I know it sounds
I already
mean.
gave them a podcast.
Yeah, like you can be like, why don't you
the podcast?
just
should I text her?
Yeah, text her and be like, listen
be
to
like, listen to
episode.
this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen to
That'd be
this
great.
episode of blah blah blah. And I think a lot of your listeners will like appreciate, because I'm sure that they've been in situations where they're made to like, oh, I'm like, you know, whatever. Sorry, I was about to do like a really misogynistic impersonation of like a
do it
straight
because
woman.
honestly, it got really serious there for a long time. Like there were almost no school shooting jokes.
It's like
I think you're like so done with it.
married. Like this is
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
misogynistic impersonation of a straight woman. It's like I want to get married, but like I don't know. Sometimes I can feel like I want to kiss a girl. Like it's like, you know, that kind of shit. And then you're like, as the gay best friend, just sitting there like, I've been in love with you for like 5 years. But, like,
Yeah, I mean,
like, you know, and having your emotions played with, and no one cares about your fucking emotions, and she's gonna go off and marry the fucking
it's very
used
clear to
car
me she
dealership
shouldn't.
guy anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh fuck you! I spent
It's-
all night talking to you. You know, like, everyone knows
This
that
is
fucking
one of the
feeling.
most black and white cases I've ever seen of every part except for love, romance, connection
Mm.
is motivating her
Mhm.
to be in this relationship.
Mm.
I've never seen it so black and white before. Like in a movie. Like there's the guy
Yeah.
with the picket fence
Mm-hmm.
that's going to match her life in
Mhm.
such a easy way.
I think your instincts are right, and it's self-preservation instincts that are kicking in, and you're right. Because, like, let's say you do spend all this time, like, helping this person through this process, and then she's gonna get married to him anyway. You know, fuck that shit.
I
Fuck
took her to
that.
brunch.
Enough.
She was
you
crying
did.
and I took her to brunch.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's nice of you, but we don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
We're out here being fucking gay.
Maybe.
I don't know. Is that mean? I don't know.
No. It is one of those things where it's like, because of how problematic the world is, you have to make some. It's just like what we were saying with the pronouns. If we lived in a perfect world, this
Mhm.
girl wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, we don't live in a perfect world. So I have to put up some sort of emotional walls to protect myself from what they have going on.
And is it accurate to say that you don't really know this person very well? You've only met like a few times.
I feel like I know her intimately in the weirdest way because it's been such an intense 3 dates that we went on. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I saw her
Yeah.
soul,
Mm.
but I don't know her that well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, that's my gay sex from this week. You know, I'm loving sleeping on my Helix mattress. I've been sleeping on it for a couple of years now. It's the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life. And that's because Helix knows that you're a special little snowflake, queer. They know you have a lot going on. So you can head over to helixsleep.com and take their 2-minute mattress quiz. They're going to match you with the perfect mattress just for you, whether you want something big and tall, for sleeping on your side, for sleeping with a partner, whatever you need. Helix has got something for you, and you don't have to worry because there's a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. They got the technology, queers. They got it. They've got models with more responsive memory foam to cradle your body, your queer battered body, for essential support in stomach and back sleeping positions. But they also have models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side. So there's something for everyone. Right now, Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/gaysex. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. That's helixsleep.com/gaysex. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Youngmi, did you have gay sex this week?
No, but I had sex, and I also got reminded of this thing when you were talking about your story, where
Oh, yeah.
I was like seeing somebody, and she was like, "I am in an open relationship," but it felt like it was a lie because she kept, and I was like, because she was doing this thing where she was like, yeah, my fucking girlfriend is crazy, you know, that shit. And I was like, oh yeah, she's fucking crazy. And then there was all these, I hope these people are not listening to this,
Well,
but you know, whatever.
Can I just say to people who are in ethical open relationships and practicing polyamory well, power to you.
Power to you.
Yeah.
It is not
Power
easy.
to you.
Like, you are awesome.
Yeah, that rocks.
But if you are there, I do think there are a lot of people who, like many things, polyamory and open relationships can fall in the category of relationship saving behavior that becomes
Definitely known people who opened it up and then it was just a tunnel to them breaking up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people do it wrong all the time.
all the time, just like anything
Yeah.
else in a relationship. You go on a vacation because you think that you need the time together.
Or
you
have
end
a
up
baby.
fighting the whole time. You have a baby. There, you move in together. There are all kinds of versions of this. It's just the open relationship is the only one where other people get to watch it happen live. No one's on your this is a great bit. No one's on your vacation being like, you two should break up, but they are having sex with you. They are in the threesome being like, you guys need to end this.
Yeah. This is bad. Well, like, tell me, this is why I think it was like not an open relationship. I don't even think that it was an open relationship because first she was saying, I can't talk about any of the details, and I was like, that feels weird. I feel like people in open relationships usually are like have an agreement where they're like, let's just know what we're doing. Like,
they can't tell each other at all.
Yeah, she was like, I can't like, and then at one point there was like a date where we were on a date and then her girlfriend texted her and she like ran out the door and I was like,
shit. Well, whether or not
it's not my place to judge.
whatever their
but
rules are,
yeah,
that doesn't really matter. What matters is
you shouldn't
the
have
feeling.
to run
Yeah.
out
The
run out
feeling.
of a date. Isn't that
If it's
weird?
fear-based,
Yes.
it's not
It's
good.
fear-based.
Yeah.
And then there was like a lot of stuff that she was like afraid of it. And then at one point, oh God, I really hope they're not listening to this. No one that you know is gonna know by hearing this. But like, I had to like send a backlog of all of her texts to
No,
this
that's
person's
not.
girlfriend, and I was like, why would I
What?
have?
You're not allowed to know the details, but you have to send it
Why
back.
would
She
I
got
have
caught
to?
cheating.
Yeah, and I was like, why would I have to do that?
Yeah.
Like, why would I have to?
Damn.
And so that was like, okay, this is all like sus. But I just remember when you said that, I was like,
Everyone has different rules, but like they should be allowed to share what the guidelines or whatever. Like, I know one of the things I like about being in an open relationship is that my main will share with me the information in a way that makes me feel secure.
yeah.
Like, I like to know
That's
what our
great.
schedule is going to be.
Amazing.
I like to know, like, I think it's important that nothing is kept from each other. But she's never going to send me the sexy text that she's sending me. I would never want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. That's cool. Like, feel hot, feel attractive, like, go off queen.
But
But
it
I don't
wasn't even
need
like
to see
sexting.
it.
It was just like our text exchange. And then I sent like, I was like, okay, so I sent like screenshots for like, literally like, I don't know, like a month or 2 months or whatever. And then she was like, more. And then I kept like more. And so
What?
I kept having to send screenshots. And then I was like, and she was like, more.
You're like,
She
I'm
needs
at the
more
Genius
history.
Bar right now. My phone doesn't go back that far.
And I'm like taking screenshots and sending them. And then like, and she was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And then at one point I was like, listen, like I've sent you, like there's nothing in here that's like even that interesting. Like I will call her and be like, dude, we're just like talking about like the fucking weather or something. You know, it's not even, you're not gonna, I'm like, why don't we just call me?
I'm telling you right now, that's a scorned woman.
And then
That
she
is
sent me
scorned woman behavior.
out of nowhere, sends me this long,
Yeah,
she sends me this long like DM because I didn't follow her, but I knew her sort of like peripherally.
This is the
The
girlfriend or the person you're
the girlfriend sends me this long DM about how it's really disrespectful that I don't follow her on it. And I was like, I don't really know you. And then
Is she
she's like,
clout chasing?
and I don't think so. I
That's
don't know.
like
And then
that's
she was
like I would laugh in someone's face if they said it was disrespectful of you to follow. It's Instagram. It's not fucking real,
and
dude.
it's not real. And then she was like,
You didn't visit my sky cloud house. Who gives
My
a fuck?
sky
What are you
cloud house.
touch grass, motherfucker? Hug your
My
mother.
sky
What do you mean I
cloud
didn't follow
house.
you? I mean, it's just nothing.
sorry, that was my job and I failed. Ashley had to do my job for me.
No, you're killing it.
And then she was like, well, when I follow people, I usually expect them to follow me back. I was like, no. I was like, okay. Both of you need to go. We're done. I'm not. And also, we were like not even like we were barely like hanging out. You know, like we probably like hung out.
This is
like 4 times.
OPD, other people's drama episode.
Anyways,
That's
doesn't that sound
insane.
sus? Right?
Super
you know
sus.
it wasn't open.
No.
Or if it was, that your girlfriend was being abusive. That's abusive if you are in an open
you can't,
relationship.
even if it's if you were just friends, to be like, show me all the text. Crazy, red flag. I mean,
And
am I wrong? That's like
it was
insane.
really
Let me
funny,
be
though.
clear. There might be people in open relationships and polyamorous relationships that feel true compersion, that maybe like what I was saying about my main, like maybe they do want to share sexual details and like they find that really hot and attractive. That's fine. That's not what we're saying.
But if your
We're saying
partner is
No,
being like,
no.
show me your text with this person,
if
it's
it
like,
feels like there's a source
Fear,
of panic,
fear, yes.
yeah.
You're
you
right.
know what I mean? Like
Yes.
using someone that's so
I
not.
don't know what's going on.
That's
Yeah.
so not it. And
Yeah.
there shouldn't be an element of secrecy, because even it's so interesting. I can't believe I'm about to quote Esther Perel, but isn't that her name, Esther Perel?
I don't know who that is.
But she's like a relationships expert, and she's like, people can cheat in open relationships.
Ooh,
like
yes.
it is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
breaking of the trust, and that's why you have to have these guidelines and the level of trust and the communication, and that's why like
Yep.
I actually feel more safe knowing what my partner's schedule of dates is that week or that month or whatever. And the same goes for her. And that's like, we're on equal footing. But like, I've never been like, hey, I'm going to need to see your schedule of dates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like the moving of the goalposts, I think. It's like, you know, when you're like, oh, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with our open relationship. And then something happens and then you're like, you know what? I'm hurt.
Yes.
Send me the receipts. And you're
Yes.
like, what? I thought we agreed on
Totally.
this. That sucks. That's abusive.
Yeah.
Um,
That's such a good way to put it.
the
like
moving of the goal.
goalposts.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like if you're gonna say something, you really have to think about, am I gonna be okay with that?
yeah.
Because you can't go in after the fact and be like, you know what was fucked up? Like that.
No,
You
you
can't
don't.
punish them for
You
something that
cannot
they
punish
did in
them.
good faith,
Exactly.
believing you were
Like
okay with.
there have
Yeah.
been times where it's like, you know, jealousy is gonna happen. It is a normal response to this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have the self-awareness to be like, I am experiencing jealousy right now for something that we're both doing and we both agreed. And this jealousy is a passing moment. And what's more important to me is that I love that she feels free. I love that I feel free. I love that we're both self-actualized human beings and like
Yeah.
living the way that we want to live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But,
saying?
yeah,
I
but
feel
yeah.
so much vulnerability talking about open relationships. I can't
It's
even tell
so
you.
like it's beautiful.
It's
though.
actually quite terrifying to talk about on the internet though, because
Yeah.
I feel more scared telling people I'm in an open relationship than I do like telling people I'm gay in
That's-
Utah.
Mhm.
really funny.
Isn't that
Interesting.
funny? Because I feel like
Interesting.
people are going to be like, well, you guys aren't actually happy or don't actually love each other.
No, I don't think that. I mean, people might think that, but
I think people who are doing polyamory right, quote unquote,
Yeah, yeah.
actually have. Well, maybe that's problematic. I'm not. But when I hear you talk about it, I'm like, that is a level of trust and commitment and
Yeah.
honesty that I think a lot of closed relationships probably don't even have.
Yeah.
That's true. I know that because I've been in closed relationships. That is true. We have a ton of communication and honesty and trust.
I
It's
think-
just so
yeah.
hard to explain to people why.
People are judgmental about polyamory, but I think that like whatever your relationship is, even if it's monogamous or polyamorous, what was that the right word? It's not polygamous. I know
No.
that.
We're not We're not
Or, like,
polyamorous.
or
We don't like have
open.
feelings for other people.
Oh, right.
It's just
so
boning.
so whatever your relationship is, I think there is like, you know, like what you said, Maddie, like there's a way that you can have a really problematic toxic monogamous relationship. Whatever it is,
Yes,
you can be
yeah.
healthy or toxic, and it's
totally.
like it doesn't matter the parameters as long as you're communicating.
Listener, one of the best ways to support this podcast is to come see me live, okay? It's a really great way to just support the whole team and everything that we do here. So get on my text list or my email list. It's international, both of them. AshleyGavin.com. Go sign up, and I'll literally text you when I'm in your area. So you don't have to hear all these plugs. You can skip right by them. Don't even worry about your city. Just get on one of those two things, and I will let you know, okay? Because there's a lot of cities coming, and I just remaking this announcement over and over again. We all think it's annoying. You do. I do. Get on the text list, you piece of shit. Maddie's sharing corner.
Maddie's sharing corner.
Maddie, I know you didn't have gay sex this week.
I didn't, but you might be surprised that I have something on the married train to contribute.
Oh.
I was doing a show and afterwards.
Not in New York.
Yeah, I was on the road and this lady came up to me and she was like, she was walking up to me like the show was still going on. I had gone up earlier. I was watching and it was like I was opening for someone and she comes by me and she whispers like right in my ear, "You were amazing." And I was like, I know. I was like, wow, that was kind of sexual. And then she was like, I was like, oh, thank you. And then she was like, if I weren't married, I would kiss you right now. And then she walked away before I could say anything.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Was she hot?
Were you into it or not?
I barely got to even see her. It was like
I know
dark.
sometimes that stuff happens so fast.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know. I was like, oh my God. I had a little pep in my step though. I was like, okay. I was like,
Yes.
it was, I mean, please don't do that to me. Like it's borderline harassment. Like it's not, but when it did happen.
I absolutely adored it. I don't ever want to feel that way again.
Yeah, please don't be like, this is Maddie's thing if I see them at a show. It's, but I was like, okay.
You never heard from her again?
No, I don't even know her name.
See, that's, if you're going to like micro cheat, that's the way to do it.
What's crazy too, I wasn't in
Micro
any,
cheat. Yeah.
it wasn't any kind of like queer space or anything. It was just like a show at a club. I mean, I talk about being gay on stage, I guess, but like.
The thing is that everyone's gay, dude.
Everyone's gay.
Women are gay. They're
Women
just
can be
out
gay.
there in their straight relationships. I get these comments on my, I have this clip where I get a little flirty with this guy's girlfriend in the audience because she gets a little flirty with me in the most playful, not real way you've ever seen. Like it was so clearly, and this is woman privilege. I'm going to be totally honest. Like a guy can't do that on stage. A guy cannot
He'll get beat up
playfully
by
flirty. It's much more, or at least it's much more difficult for them to do. I can do it willy-nilly and people fucking love it because it's subverting expectations and yada, yada, yada.
There's not like an implication of danger.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love being a little flirty on stage. This girl got a little flirty back. And the video is very funny because I'm like kind of cucking the boyfriend at the table. It's fun. I can't tell you how many times some straight trolls will be like, you thought you had a chance? Like no straight woman is ever fucking a lesbian, dude. And I'm like, you guys really have
zero
fucking idea what's going on with your wives and girlfriends.
Yeah, that's wild.
They're not cheating on you, but they are in my DMs saying things like, if I weren't with this guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Wow.
I feel like women do that all the time. Straight women do that all the time.
Well, I
or
was
straight. We don't know the sexuality of this woman.
I was a straight woman who did that all the time. And then I was like, oh, there's a name for it. It's called being bisexual.
Oh, whoops.
A straight woman who wants to fuck other women. Yeah. It was more
bisexual.
of it was more of a linguistics issue for me than a really nothing. I didn't learn anything about myself. I just learned a new word.
Right. But it's just, isn't it?
But
funny?
I do think it is like,
it's so common.
If you see like a fucking, just like a hot woman give like a really hot woman giving someone like a lap dance, you gotta like find me a woman who feels nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like sometimes you see a woman that's so hot and like, you're telling me there's people out there who feel nothing when they look at this. There's no way.
I'll tell you who doesn't. Gay men.
Actually, I was gonna say, that's the only one time I had a gay friend. I had this guy. we were like, let's like show each other our porn, like purely platonic out of curiosity. I was like, what kind of porn do you watch? I showed him lesbian porn and he fell asleep.
That sounds like a trauma response. Like,
Trauma.
like within 13, he's just like
narcolepsy every time you see a lesbian.
I don't think that's falling asleep. I think that's something else.
I think that guy is a lesbian.
Self-preserving. That's so funny.
But I was like, oh, he could not care less. Yeah. I was
Was
like,
he a gay guy?
Yeah, gay guy.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, women are women. They are so beautiful. How could you not? Everyone's bi now. Well, I guess, are we at around an hour? Anything else you want to share with the room?
Not really. I didn't fuck that lady, but it put a pep in my step.
And put a pep.
What
in
if
your
she's
step.
listening? What do you want to say to her right now? Because you know she's listening.
I hope you and your husband are happy.
Maddie, you piece
she
of
is.
shit.
She said if
Come
I wasn't
on, Maddie.
married.
What do you really want to say to her?
What do I want to say to her?
What do you want to say to her?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hi.
What do you want to say to her?
I love you.
This is too short. You need this to be longer.
We can't because of copyright. Honestly, there's no way this episode can get monetized. And it was worth
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. I kept
Speaking
pressing
of
them.
which, patreon.com/WHGS. We're having a lot of trouble with the YouTube monetization, and we've decided to just forego the whole thing to preserve the quality of the episodes, to stop bleeping everything out. So if you could just donate a fucking $1, because that costs us not insignificant money, and it would be super cool if you could give us a fucking $1 at patreon.com/WHGS for this queer sex content that you fucking know. You tweet about it. The creator, the queer good suppression. Yeah, give me a fucking $1.
Yeah. If all of you
have a
gave
Patreon?
$1, it would be $75,000.
It would be so much. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I have a Patreon, but like I don't do anything on it, so I feel bad for people asking people to give.
Well, they're
money.
just supporting the art.
Yeah, just like why not? I think it's Harry Butthole Podcast.
Yeah, do it. Give
$1,
Youngmi a
why
$1.
not?
You have a Patreon?
I have a Substack where I write essays. It's a little zine, but there's also an option to $5 a month was the lowest I could set it to. But if you feel like it,
now for some people that's not affordable, but for most people that's affordable.
yeah. And if it's not, if you got extra money, great. If you're not,
Share it with somebody. Just
yeah.
share it with
Or
somebody.
check out the free version. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah. We were talking about that this morning, how we keep getting demonetized. So it's like, we just gotta, I'm just biting the bullet and gonna go harder on the, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. It's punk rock. It's anti-capitalist.
Okay. Well, plug your shit. Harry Butthole Podcast. Follow Youngmi. What are your handles?
YM Mayer on social media, Youngmi Mayer on TikTok. I have a book coming out soon. I'll announce it on my social media. Please buy it.
Yeah, buy Youngmi's book. We'll have you back when it comes out.
Okay.
Lesbians, they do love to read.
Lesbians love to read. Ashley said that.
Yeah, I said it. You got your Substack, Maddie T. Wiener. We are so close to 20K for Maddie. Can
thank
we
you.
just make it
That's a
20K
lot.
for Maddie,
Wow.
please?
Thanks everyone. That rocks. Yeah, Maddie T. Wiener on Instagram. That's where I post anything like when I'm going on the road, all my stand-up, all my tour dates. Instagram is like my main thing. And if you follow me there, it actually really, really helps me because I'm going to be trying to, sell
It
tickets and get on the
super
road
helps.
soon. It's like
it helps
really
more than you could possibly know. And Maddie is a gifted stand-up comedian.
Oh, stop.
Gifted.
Thanks.
So talented.
It's really nice.
So original, effortless about some of the most complicated topics out there.
Oh, that's really nice.
Philosophical, capturing the human experience in an accessible way.
24.
What?
I'm just saying, I'm 24. What the fuck could I really have to say about
You're a
the
genius.
human? Okay, I'm the sleepy time bear. That's what I am. I'm the
Just
sleepy
take the
time bear.
compliment.
Okay, thanks. That's really nice. Thank you.
So go see them, because I'm never saying her again, piece of shit. Go see them and come see me as well. I'm also kind of a genius.
Ashley's special is going to be so fucking good. Sign up for the text list.
Oh yeah, let's get my text list to 100,000. Tell
Yes.
a friend. Maybe they don't watch the podcast, but they've seen my TikToks.
Or they're just a stand-up comedy fan, even if they're not
Yeah,
queer. Like,
yeah.
get everyone on the...
Go sign up your friends against their will.
Yeah.
No, don't do that because we want them to click on the link. So don't do that. So, but if they like me, tell them about the text list. Let's get it up to 100,000. That'd be so cool.
That'd be so sick.
Thanks for listening, listener. In 2 days, we got that live show for you to watch. It's exclusive. You'll never get it again if you don't get the tickets. So go now, AshleyGavin.com. We've got Kate. We've got Maddie. We've got me. We've got games. We've got panelists. We take your questions. There's a cute little chat, and you can watch it up to 7 days later. And if you're in Brooklyn, go check out the actual show in Brooklyn. Patreon.com/WHGS to support this podcast, and AshleyGavin.com to get a text or an email when I'm in your city. And the gay thought. You know how much I love doing this. Well, actually, I want to pull it from the episode. Do you think that's a bit? Do you think it's a bit that everyone goes through hard times in their relationship, but very rarely do other people get to see the hard times? We're posting our cute little Instagram vacation stories, but they don't know that behind the scenes, you guys are arguing in a beautiful villa on the beach. Or maybe you're doing it cottagecore. You got a little Airbnb. You're posting the pine trees. They don't know behind the scenes that you two just had an hour-long fight over which dairy-free milk option you're going to use with your coffee. Okay? But the one thing that does expose it, we've all been there. You're hooking up with someone, polyamorous or ethical non-monogamy, and you're like, they shouldn't be dating. And that's not to shit on the ethical non-monogamy is not the problem. The problem is the couple. But you've never been in that situation when you're on vacation with them or you're in the kitchen with them in the morning trying to get out the door, but all of a sudden you're thrown into this other relationship's problems. And I think that's why polyamory gets a bad rap, because we all have our own shit that we're dealing with, but a unicorn usually doesn't know about it. A bisexual woman isn't usually invited to be a part of your fight about his mother. I don't know. I think that's really funny. Write in. Do you agree? And again, there are plenty of healthy, beautiful, polyamorous relationships, thruples, open relationships. But man, check yourself if you're fighting in front of your third. If you're fighting in front of your third, you're not helping your community. You know what I'm saying? Okay.